Thank you all so much for being here today. We really appreciate you coming. I'm Rick Hollis, and I'm the Deputy Governor General of for Tennessee of the General Society of Colonial Wars. You'll hear more in a few minutes about the General Society of the Colonial Wars from our Governor General, whom we're happy to be here today, Charles Newhouser, who's sitting on the front row. We also have with us today our president for the state of Tennessee, Edward Phillips, who's also sitting on the front row. And I want to express my most sincere appreciation. I cannot tell you what a joy it has been to work on this project with Keith Quinn and with David Elsie and with Rush Limburg. Fine gentlemen who are making a great difference in the lives of our children. We really are proud of all of you who are here today and who are learning more about this and learning about us, because it was our group that built that memorial and so many years ago. And so anyway, I just wanted to say thank you and welcome. And this will not be a long ceremony, but it's an important ceremony because we're gathered with a singular purpose, and that is to remember these wonderful individuals whose lives were taken so early in their lives. And so we're proud that we can be a part of this and to help perpetuate the memory of that great event that was not altogether good, but it was something that is certainly worthy of being remembered. Scoutmaster Flynn.
Hello everybody, and thank you for your time today. Really appreciate everybody coming out here and remembering this tragic event. As we stand here on the foundation of the cabin that claimed 7 scouts' lives and Mr. James Wright, the Scoutmaster, I can't stress how important it is for us to keep them in our memories and to let this tragic event be remembered. As our troop Camp Creekside up in Roane County last night, and the rain was relentless, it reminded us how frightening this event might have been. Risk and danger are inherent in everything we do. But we must never forget that risk and danger is always present in everything. As a troop and as a community, it is important that we always remember the price that Troop 45 paid here that day 95 years ago. So thank you again for your time today and coming out here. Really appreciate it. Sorry. And Troop 106, David Elson.
I've been involved in scouting since the age of 11. Scouting is supported all by volunteers, men, women. I'm an Eagle Scout, my son is an Eagle Scout, and hopefully my grandson will be an Eagle Scout before long. I've never been in the military, but I believe scouting builds a similar brotherhood of shared experiences from youth to adulthood. Experiences and memories that shape us over our entire lives. All scouts are members of that brotherhood, and today we are gathered here to honor our brother. Thank you.
Nuke, if you could come up here and give us the prayer statement.
Let's bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and all the blessings you give us. We are here today in remembrance of Troop 45 and to honor the memory of the lives of the friends and family that were lost. Please help us to honor them by continuing in the ways of scouting so that we may bring honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
We see those gusts of wind, and I've been a color guard nearly all my life, and I know how hard it is when the wind's blowing hard to hold those flags straight. So they're doing a great job. We appreciate them. We have with us today a special guest from New York. He is a financial manager and a gentleman who went to school at Princeton and then graduated from Columbia University in Manhattan. And he has a son and has been involved with colonial wars for a long time. He has been someone whom I have not known, but someone whom I have observed. And I must say that it is just a genuine pleasure to have met him last night when I picked him up at the airport. Those of you who were a little concerned about the rain, I want you to know that the first drops of rain occurred when he stepped off the plane. So I'm not going to say that he brought it, but he did experience it. So we're going to invite Charles Newhouser to come and say a few words on behalf of the General Society of the War of 1812. Pardon? I apologize, for the General Society of Colonial War.
Thanks, Rick. It's really an honor for me to be here to express my appreciation of the Tennessee Society of Colonial Wars and their efforts to maintain and continue the recognition of this monument. Rick, and especially I did want to mention Warrior Mark Compton, who I believe actually got up there with a trowel and cement to keep the rocks in place. And of course the work of the Boy Scouts who've maintained the area and helped clean up this monument. The Society of Colonial Wars essentially is a group that exists to preserve the history of the colonial period of North America and to help and aid in sponsoring scholarships for students who study our colonial heritage, and generally to do what we can to maintain some level of understanding and recognition among the American people of the importance of the colonial period in our shared history. So this specific monument erected by the Tennessee Society, really to honor one of our original members, Scoutmaster Wright, is unusual in the sense that it really is just a monument to the Boy Scouts and a man who did his best to save lives and sort of act as an inspiration to the rest of us, which in my opinion is a perfectly valid and important reason to have erected a monument such as this. So it's a treat for me to be here to represent the General Society and to express our thanks to the local Tennessee group as well as the Boy Scouts for keeping this monument in the great shape that it is. And as I say, it's not exactly a colonial period historic preservation effort, but one of the more worthy memorial items that I can think of. So thank you all, and again, it's an honor for me to be here. I did want to specifically thank the 3 Scoutmasters, Scoutmaster Lindbergh, Clem, and Elsie, and you know, you're an inspiration to the rest of us to keep up the spirit of the Boy Scouts and hopefully share the spirit of the colonial history period in America that we are dedicated to preserving. So thank you all very much.
Is Representative Travis or Representative Fritz here? First of all, this is going to be a couple of minutes related to colonial wars, part of this bill, part of it to Boy Scouts, but I want to ask all of the members of colonial wars, if you are here, please come forward and just stand back here. We want, Representative Travis and I want to bestow a high honor on Mr. Newhouser today, making him an honorary Tennessean. I think there's no greater honor than to be a Tennessean. So let's give him a And I'll read this to you. It says, by Bill Lee, Governor, on behalf of the people of Tennessee, to Charles William Newhouser, greetings. To carry our best wishes and the message of Tennessee's hospitality to all people of other states and other lands. Signed, Bill Lee. I'll say one other thing, and then Representative Travis may have a few words. The words on the monument. Then comforted they each one another. And I would offer to you young men, and thank you again to you Scoutmasters, that indelible set of words that these young men, history has proven that Scouts not only did that here where this event took place in 29, but they make an impact in the lives of people for the rest of their lives. So I want to say thank you again to the 2 Scout troops that I've gotten to know and appreciate them. And I appreciate the society that would come and honor these young men in this place. And so thank you very much.
Well, I also want to say that it is an honor to be here today to honor the Scouts and Scoutmasters that passed away in 1929. And to tell you, the Scouts that are here today, thank you for coming and being part of this, and the Scoutmasters. And if you look behind me, you see a group of people that are dedicated to what you do. So we're very proud of what you guys do, and we wish you the success in the future and to grow up to be like these young men behind me and willing to help others. And I appreciate you invited me today, and it is an honor. Thank you.
just one thing, I know you've heard enough from me already, but just one thing I wanted to say, as you all know, whenever we meet one of those people up north, sort of ask where the passport is, or that kind of thing. So we wanted Charles to know that he's not going to need a passport. That he can come anytime he wants, and we would like to have him. So I appreciate Governor Lee's willingness to confer this great honor. We're going to take a couple of pictures, and then we'll move. Seated, and our governor, Edward Phillips, will be.
First, on behalf of Tennessee Society, I'd like to thank the Boy Scouts of America for being here. I'd like to thank Governor General Lehigh for being here. I'd like to thank all the Colonial Warriors for being here. And most of all, we're here for the memory of James Tarwater Wright and 7 young men who all perished that day, 95 years ago today. And as we sit back, we reflect on that time, and we reflect on the bonds today that join us together. Believe it or not, I was a Cub Scout. My sister, a Brownie, then she went on to the Girl Scouts. I was a slacker. I didn't go in the Boy Scouts. But I respect everything you all do. Now, don't tell us anybody, but my family came to Tennessee in 1770, but I was born in New York. But I always knew where home was. My heart was always in Tennessee. When I was 18, I left Massachusetts behind me and came back home to UT Knoxville, a different path in life. Tennessee is a special place. Tennessee is in your heart, it's in your soul, it's in everything that you know. My cousin Clint Evans is with me. Clint and I, every summer we'd see each other, goof around, be young boys together. But at the time, I always hated leaving. So what I can tell you, from this day forward, always remember you're Tennessean. Come to New Tennessee. And always remember your commitment to each other, your commitment to this nation, your commitment to your family, and your commitment to our Creator. If you do those things, you will grow up to be straight and tall, and rugged and tough, and tenderly needed. You'll grow up to make your families proud. That's really what matters. And I see these men who work tirelessly, Rick Hollis and Mark Compton, and I can never thank them enough. And I can never thank you all enough. So always hold your head high. Remember who you are, and don't look back. Just keep going forward. So with that, I conclude my remarks. I thank you all for putting up with me because I talk too much. And I'm